Hey guys, Cody here, KIG Outdoors, and today I'm back out in the woods. Well, not in the woods yet, but I'm about to. I'm on the edge of the woods filming another hunting idea. This is going to be episode number 2. I'm actually at my second location, and I'm going to be putting up basically one of these juiced liquid baby bottles for deer. So the idea behind this is I don't know how many times y'all went out into the woods and you bought this juiced product and put it out and felt like you just wasted money. Now I know deer will come in there, they will always come in there, but guys, I feel like I'm just pouring money on the ground. And what I mean by that is yes, it works. You clear the spot, put it on a stump, however you want to do it. Yeah, it does work, but seems like after a week, guys, they don't really hit it no more. So my idea behind this is get a product out there that they can basically have fresh supply to them at all time. Man, the fog's really rolling in. But so the ideal is just so that I'm going to put it on a tree, I'm going to let it drip on a tree, and hopefully get to 8 to 10 days out of this product. Now 8 to 10 days is a better chance of having a deer come by, smelling it, tasting it, knowing where that location's at, than just pouring it on the ground and hoping a deer kind of smells it within the first 4 days, hope it doesn't rain or nothing like that. So that is my ideal behind it. I hope you all think it's a good ideal, and this is something that I've kind of come up on my own. I haven't really read it anywhere or seen it anywhere, so hopefully it's a good ideal, and we'll get after making one. So here we go. Alright guys, first step you want to do is, before you cut the lid, before you put the nipple into the actual bottle, into the lid and cut it all up and make a mess everywhere, leave all that stuff alone. Come up here and make you a little handle first. Now I've thought and I've tried different ways. I've tried putting eyelets in here, screwing things in here, putting sticky things in here, and the best thing that I could come up with is good old American duct tape. Now this stuff right here, this is American because it's camo. This is some tough stuff right here, guys. So I thought, I said, how can I make something that, you know, if you throw it away, you won't care. You know, you're not going to take the time to come back out here and pull the hook off and switch it. You can just basically add some duct tape and be done with it. So that's what I'm doing. You want to run it down both sides of the jug, and what we're going to do is make sure that sticks real good, and then we're going to take a couple layers around it so that you have something actually holding the straps in, and then go ahead and fold this in. It doesn't matter what it looks like, guys. This is just nothing but to hold the actual jug up. So I've got that. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting it around. And guys, if you don't feel like one strand's enough, you can run another strand. Guys, this stuff is cheap, easy to get to. You can buy it anywhere. And boom, there it is, guys. It is that simple. It is that easy to put a handle on one of these jugs and not care about it, don't have no money into it. Everybody's got duct tape, and guys, it ain't going nowhere. So let's go on to the next step. First off, all you want to do is you'll see a little divot in the lid. Now that can be your starting point. You can start your drill bit there if you've got a drill bit, like a paddle bit, whatever it may be. Or you can put your knife in there and start cutting it out, and you want to go about 7/8 of an inch. Now remember, I say the size doesn't really matter, and I can show you here in a minute that I butchered one of these on another, when I was making another one, and guys, it doesn't really matter. All you want is the threads. The threads is actually what's holding the nipple down on the actual 1 gallon mouth opening of it, and that is actually what's sealing it. So like I said, guys, just get a hole in this, round, close, as best you can. So we'll go ahead and pop one in here real quick. So on the back there's actually a white seal, and this is probably made for once you pull the lid seal off and actually pull that little aluminum piece off. Probably helps seal it once you put the lid back on. But we'll go ahead and rip this off, just because this kind of becomes a hassle once you get through it, and it's kind of like you have to fight it. So just rip that out of there real quick. It ain't no big deal. This one happens to be glued pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the paddle bit, but bad luck on my behalf, my battery's dead. So I'm just basically going to start a hole, kind of get scratched in, and then I'm going to cut it out with a pocket knife. So like I said, right there in the middle, this paddle bit actually has a thread. So as it goes into the plastic, it kind of makes a thread. It threads the plastic for the paddle bit, and that might be all I get out of it. Unfortunately, I grabbed the wrong battery. But that happens sometimes, so that's why we're going to cut it out with a pocket knife. That's why I wanted to say that you can do it 2 different ways. As you can tell, the paddle bit does a really good job. It actually marks, even if you don't have power like I did, it still marks it really well. Just take your pocket knife, trim around the outside edge of it. Now you can see, like I said, it's kind of butchered. It doesn't really matter. Now we're not done yet. There's still actually a twist lock cap on the inside that we really have to cut through. So just follow the outside edge again. Only thing I'm going to tell you, watch your hands, watch whatever you're using, because the inner lid turns on this, so you want to grab it tightly so it doesn't turn on you, and puncture it just like this. Just puncture it and kind of just go around in a circle, guys. Like I said, it does not have to be perfect. If you had a drill bit, would be the best way to get it perfect if you're OCD like that. And like I said, guys, it does not have to be perfect. I mean, this is botched. This is done out in the woods. This is done on the go. Just take your nipple out of the pack. And you can tell how it's got the flange on the backside. That's actually what's going to be sealing. That's actually what's going to be up against the seal. Now, these do have breathers in them, but we don't really need them. It'll actually be closed up. So all you want to do is push it through. Pull it. So it is that easy. You just pull it through, and like I said, guys, this is butchered all kinds of crazy. It doesn't matter. The seal is actually what's going against it, and you're not going to have a high volume coming through here. You just kind of want it to come out, and it's just a dispenser. You know, it's nothing really fancy. So on the lid, I'm going to use this buck jam. Just take you a needle and poke the smallest hole that you possibly can in here. I'm going to tell you to start small. You can do tests all you want. You can check your rate of flow after you do this, and go from there. So I already have one made up, and I'm going to go ahead and show it to y'all real quick. One thing that you'll notice is I have the tape on there, like I was talking about. You can once you've pulled the lid off, let's say that you poked a hole in there and it's too big. Guys, it's simple as putting duct tape on there, poking in another new little hole, and you made another seal. So it actually works quite well. Alright guys, last thing I want to talk about, because I mentioned it earlier, is flow rate. Flow rate is a huge thing on how long this product will actually last. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to regulate this down so that it doesn't all flow out at once. Now, if you was just to pull the seal off of this jug, screw a nipple in there, it would probably average about 15 drops per minute. Now, there's formulas out there, and I'm not going to go into them, because if I tell you all wrong, you're all going to tell me I was wrong, and guys, I'm probably wrong. So I will tell you a little bit of what I ran into. So without the seal being on there, just straight nipple, open weight, and then when I hung it up, I was actually getting 15 drops per minute. Now, the average gallon of water, 75,000 to 78,000 drops of water per is how long it lasts. So I figured it would probably only last about a day and a half at 15 drops per minute. So I wanted to regulate it. So all I did was, I had already pulled the seal off. That's why I made such a huge deal earlier, is that you can use the seal that's already on one of these. Just be cautious with it. Put a small hole, I'm telling you, a needle, and try to regulate this down to 2 to 3 drops per minute. If you get 2 to 3 drops per minute, this thing should last you anywhere from 8 to 10, 7 to 10 days, maybe even longer. And also has a huge deal, a huge thing that plays a factor on it is heat. If it's hot outside, it liquefies this more, it's going to come out faster. But guys, something simple, you can take this off, you can bring new duct tape, and you can change this out, 10 days later, 8 days later, next time you're out here, and have another 8 to 10 days of this just slowly dripping. In my opinion, this is way better than just pouring it on the ground. Now, I may be wrong, but guys, it's doing the same thing. You're just slowly releasing it. It's still going into the ground. It's still going to be there. The deer is still going to smell it and be able to paw it up. And in my opinion, you're getting fresh mineral to that deer for 8 to 10 days longer than versus just pouring it out on the ground. Now, we'll see how good it works. I'm actually, Trail Cam Talk Tuesdays is another segment I run, and I will be doing a review on one of these that Tuesday. So I've had it out almost 2 weeks now, so we'll do a review and see how well it worked and see what it brought in. And if it didn't bring anything in, we'll keep letting her drip and put a new one out, whatever we need to do, and keep on going. Now, one thing about that out there is I put molasses. Now, if y'all can buy molasses, which I prefer the molasses. If you're going to do that, the molasses drop makes more sense than anything. And the reason that is because it's sweet, smells good, deer love it. And what I did is actually I found a tree that was kind of sloped back like this, and I put my eyelet up in the tree, about deer height, about 4 to 5 foot off the ground, and I let that fall down on that tree. Now, as it falls down on that tree, it's just coating that tree, and then it gets to the bottom and it disperses on the ground. So now, not only am I getting it on the tree where the wind can pick the smell and carry it away, and the deer can come up and lick the tree, they can paw the ground, guys. This is a no-brainer for me. I think this is a great idea, and I hope you all do too. So I'm gonna get this up. It's getting late. It's about 9 o'clock. I want to get out of here. Probably already spooked the deer back here, but I don't care, whatever. I'm trying to make videos for you guys. And guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification. That way you can get all the hunting ideas and Trail Camera Talk Tuesdays and fishing videos that I put out. And guys, that's about all I got. I know there's deer here because this is a pretty hot spot. I jumped 3 on the way in here, so I'm not going to put any corn out. So this is going to be another review. I'm going to be putting out the juiced. This is the crushed, juiced, sweet and salty, and we're going to see how well it does. So guys, if y'all got any comments, leave them down below. If y'all want me to try any products, put them down below. Share the video, tell your friends, and we'll catch you next time, guys. See ya.